What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at the Stokastic NFL DFS lineup generator for the Week 7 main slate on DraftKings. This video, I'm only going to look at lineups for DraftKings. FanDuel will be a separate video. While you're coming in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. If you haven't already signed up for the lineup generator, it's just $14.95 per week. You're going to get the main slate. You're also going to get every primetime showdown slate for just $14.95, and that includes both FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a fantastic tool. You only get long-term profitable lineups in the lineup generator. These have all been run through the Stokastic Sims. Any lineup that was not long-term profitable, thrown out. So here you're only going to get long-term profitable lineups. All right, for this one, we're doing DraftKings main slate for Week 7. I'm going to do all stack types. So if you choose all stack types, you're just going to get a mix of all of these four. So you're getting some one-man stacks, quarterback and one pass catcher, one-man stack with a run back, so that's quarterback with a pass catcher and a player from the opposing team, or you can have two-man stacks with a run back. I'm just going to do all stack types, let the lineup generator give me what it wants to give me. And for main slates, I'm just going to choose all lineups. You can choose if you want to just do chalky lineups for like small fields, maybe balanced lineups, contrarian lineups for the large fields, whichever you want to choose from. You can choose different buckets. I'm just going to do all lineups and get a mix here. All right, first lineup we have here, we've got Matthew Stafford with Tutu Atwell. Some of the chalkier running backs, Kenneth Walker against the Cardinals looks fantastic. Deontay Foreman against the Raiders going to look fantastic. Sounds like he's going to be the lead back once again this week. We got Mark Andrews in there. Rondell Moore at 3,500 is interesting. Bucks defense. Tutu Atwell, 43, just 1% ownership. This one a pretty contrarian lineup. You can see here. You can see on the bottom of the screen how does lineup project. Any lineup you get in the lineup generator is going to project like in the top 10 percentile in terms of projection. So not something that I look at closely because I just trust that the lineup generator is going to give me well projected lineups. But I do like to look at the ownership, and in this case, we're getting a pretty contrarian lineup here. Most of the lineups you're going to get are kind of in the top quartile here. This one on the contrarian end of the spectrum. So this looks like a good large field GPP lineup to me. All right, I'm going to save this. We'll take a look at a few lineups, and then I'll just go through and see what our exposures look like at the end. All right, second lineup, we have Patrick Mahomes paired with Kadarius Toney. Interesting, we don't have Travis Kelce in this one. So this is the rare, Patrick Mahomes lineup with no Travis Kelce. Javonte Williams in there against the Packers. Little correlation there between Javonte Williams, Luke Musgrave. We've got Jerome Ford in there, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin. I said that funny. And then Browns defense in this one. So another little bit of a correlation spot with Jerome Ford and the Browns defense. There's slight positive correlation with running backs and their team defense. Looks like another nice lineup in this one. See, this is more on the chalky end of the spectrum. Still looks like it would be a large field viable lineup, I think, because we've got 6% owned Javonte Williams, 7% owned Kadarius Toney. I think Mahomes without Kelce might be a little bit contrarian in and of itself. So still, I think viable for a large field GPP, but not quite as contrarian as the last one. All right, let's take a look at one more. Now we've got Jordan Love with Luke Musgrave. We have Jahmyr Gibbs in this one. No David Montgomery this week, so Jahmyr Gibbs going to look pretty good here. Amon-Ra St. Brown in there as well for the Lions. We've got that running back with wide receiver pairing that we're seeing more and more taking down large field GPPs. Little bit of unexpected correlation with the running back and wide receiver from the same team, but it kind of makes sense if the team's scoring a lot of points. Multiple players can put up big numbers. Got Devontae Adams in this one, Zay Flowers, Rashad White as well, and then Patriots defense in this one. 2,100, one of the cheapest defenses, possibly the cheapest defense. I haven't looked at which defenses are cheapest, but it has to be one of the cheapest because 2,000 is the stone min for defense. Patriots at just 2,100, allowing you to pay up elsewhere. And this one on the far chalky end of the spectrum. But again, all these lineups are balanced for you. So even when it looks super chalky, we do have Jordan Love himself pretty low owned here. We've got Patriots defense pretty low owned. Other than those two, everybody else getting some ownership. So it's a little bit chalkier than I like to play, but we already know that all these lineups balanced out for you. These are all large field GPP viable. Looks like a nice lineup. All right, I'm going to go through and I'm going to save as many lineups as it lets me, and we'll take a look at what our exposures look like at the end. You can see the ownership of these lineups because I chose all lineup types, just bouncing all over the place. So we're getting a nice variety of lineups here. Kenneth Walker, our highest exposed player, makes a lot of sense. He's not that expensive. He's facing that Arizona defense that's just been giving up big points to running backs. Not a surprise at all to see that Kenneth Walker is our highest owned player. We got Mike Evans in there at 38%. And then, of course, Kelsey and Pacheco, not a surprise there against that Chargers defense. These are the two players that are going to look great against that defense. Mark Andrews in there as well. He's just 5.7K against the Lions, 25% projected ownership. Luke Musgrave, 25% projected ownership. He's just 3.3K. Has a pretty big role there for the Packers, and they're facing that Broncos defense that's been pretty bad. Zay Flowers, 23%. Deontay Foreman, 20%. Jerome Ford, 20%. Highest exposed defense is the Giants. That's a little bit of a surprise, but I guess we do have the Giants facing the Commanders. Sam Howell, a little bit of a gunslinger there, so maybe more opportunities for turnovers. Keenan Allen, 17% should work in some of those Chiefs lineups, game stacks there. So pretty spread out overall here. A lot of different players making it into these 40 lineups. Oh, and that's another bonus that we have going on right now with the lineup generator. You're getting 40 lineups. Typically, you're only supposed to be able to save up to 20, but this has been going on for a month or so. We're not telling the devs that they're allowing up to 40 lineups, letting people have their bonus lineups here. Love to see that. All right, that is going to do it. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. It really does help me out a lot if you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck this weekend.